John, what do buyers and decision makers as well as end users need to understand about AI, and how should they be thinking?
Yeah, that's a big one. That's what I spent a lot of time writing and talking about as well. And I think the starting point is to take the converse of that statement. They shouldn't have to understand any of it. They really shouldn't. So if I'm a provider, a marketer, a seller, a reseller, an agent for AI capabilities, solutions, platforms, whatever you want to call it, the less you talk about it being AI, actually, the better. Because most of us are not data scientists and we will never crack the code for how AI actually works, which, by the way, has a lot of downsides to it for sure. But what you're really trying to get to is no one is really going to get the whole story with how AI works and what it does. But what they do understand is when we take those applications that we talked about of person to machine, machine to machine, and looking at how do I automate things and reduce costs, now you're getting on their hot buttons and saying, okay, well, yeah, we're having a rise, in defects on our assembly line, and we don't know how to fix that. So that's a problem that has tangible consequences, right? Things that you can do better and faster and cheaper. Now you understand. So everything about AI for a buyer, an end user, really should be framed in terms of use cases, right? What's the specific business problem you're trying to deal with? You're not asking AI to solve the whole thing, but you're asking now, you said asking how to think about it. You should be thinking about how AI can bring its kind of power, as you say, of speed and volume into a scenario that frankly can do a better job than humans can, and in fact remove the need for humans to have to do a lot of kind of monotonous work that they could probably be happily giving off to a bot and doing other things. So you have to think about, okay, we don't want to eliminate all these jobs, these humans. We want to make their jobs better, right? So there's a very important element of how you position AI as being your friend, not your replacement. That's a whole other topic, but you have to think about how it translates to the employees in an organization. But yeah, the understanding is AI can solve a lot of problems, but it's not like a silver bullet. You have to kind of like guide it to a specific application you're trying to get to that solves a specific problem. You can't go into it saying, "Oh, yeah, this AI thing's kind of cool. We should really we everyone else is doing it, so we better jump in." And there's a whole FOMO thing around that. That's not going to get you anywhere because you'll just be chasing stuff. You got to be in control of it and say, "I've got these problems. Tell me how AI can address those problems." That's what you want to hear from the vendors. As soon as they start in with all the techno speak about all the mechanics of AI, they're going to lose you very quickly, and they should, because that's not what they're there for. They need to understand your business, your needs, and they can get their techies in the background, their engineers and data scientists to come up with a solution that fits your environment and speaks to your problems.
Thank you, John. And when it comes to AI and the job displacement, it's almost like AI becomes your frenemy. And it's really about upskilling and reskilling, in my opinion. So thank you for sharing that. It was great insights.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, by the way. The future, beyond like what happens in the first couple of months, is eventually, yes, you will need new skills because at the end of the day, with all the data that we're talking about here, analytics is really the science, the discipline that makes sense of it all. And we're going to need more and more people with data analytics skills. So if you're looking for a new line of work, folks, that's where you need to go.